There's a whole list of rules that women past 60 are supposed to obey. You've been hearing them forever. Keep things neutral. Hide your arms. Stay away from anything too structured, too vivid, too daring. On the surface, they sound perfectly sensible, and most of us have internalized them without once stopping to wonder who invented them. But here's what fascinates me. Picture the last time a woman entered a room and something about her made you pause. She wasn't overdressed. She wasn't trying to impress. But there was this presence, this quiet ownership of herself that drew your eye. And I'd bet everything she wasn't obeying a single one of those supposed guidelines. She was breaking every one of them, which raises an obvious question. Who decided these were the rules, and why do so many of us keep honoring them when the women we genuinely admire have clearly thrown them out? If you've spent any time on this channel, you probably already know where this is heading. Linda Wright, 77 years old, a Paris resident since 1978, the owner of her own cashmere boutique, and a woman who has spent decades demonstrating that the rules most women hold on to after 60 are the exact things keeping them small. And the one she defies most gracefully? We'll come back to that. But believe me, it's the one that redefines everything. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'm Parker Holloway, and today we're exploring the notion that genuine elegance past 60 has nothing to do with adding more rules. It's about developing the nerve to abandon the ones that aren't working for you. And Linda Wright is living, breathing evidence of that belief. So let's dive in. Number 1. She refuses to dress according to her age. Now, I realize that might sound like a given when you hear it plainly, but consider how profoundly this expectation is embedded in us. There's an unspoken set of instructions that activates past a particular milestone. Skirts get longer, palettes get quieter. Anything that follows the shape of your body gets swapped for something shapeless and safe. And listen, I have nothing against comfort. I'm the first to champion it, but what Linda does is flatly refuse to let a number on a calendar determine what goes on her body. She wears fitted cashmere, straight-leg jeans, velvet jackets she's owned for 2 decades. She never wonders whether something is age-appropriate. She wonders whether it feels true to that specific moment. And that mental shift is massive, because the rest of us are curating ourselves out of options before we've even opened the wardrobe. We're eliminating choices based on a birthday, not on whether something genuinely flatters us. What strikes me about Linda's method is that it hands the decision back to you. You're not getting dressed for a category, you're getting dressed for the woman in the mirror. And if a sharply tailored blazer lights you up at 77, then that's the right call. End of discussion. If you've been gradually narrowing your wardrobe choices over the years, just stop the next time you bypass something and ask, am I passing on this because it doesn't work for me, or because I was taught that women my age aren't allowed to wear it? That single question can shift everything. Number 2. She keeps her wardrobe remarkably tiny. This is the one that catches people completely off guard. You'd assume someone with that level of polish day after day must own enormous closets packed with choices. But Linda has stated it plainly. Jeans, cashmere, scarves, shoes, earrings. That's the whole list. And she means it. Her weekly rotation revolves around the same small collection of essentials, and she simply adjusts the feeling with a different scarf or a different shoe. The rest of us tend to do the reverse. We accumulate and accumulate, convinced the next purchase will finally be the missing piece. But what Linda grasps is that owning fewer items means you truly understand your closet. You know how each piece relates to every other. You're not staring at a packed wardrobe convinced you have nothing suitable, because every item in there has justified its existence. For me, this is the principle that reshapes my thinking the most. It has nothing to do with going without. It has everything to do with intention. And when you see how effortlessly she carries herself in a cashmere turtleneck and a perfect pair of jeans and one gorgeous scarf, you understand that restraint genuinely is the entire approach. Now, here's what's worth noting. The way she handles those few pieces, the way she experiments with texture and scale and layering, that ties into something coming later, and it's frankly the most genius element of her whole system. Number 3, she puts her money into fabric, not brand names.
Linda's whole philosophy at her boutique, Crimson Cashmere, is anchored in this idea. She sources her cashmere from a particular mill in Scotland. She collaborates directly with factories and designers. She's meticulous about the hand feel, the drape, the weight of what she sells. And that same philosophy shapes her personal closet. She doesn't wear something because of the name stitched into it. She wears it because the material creates something stunning against the body. And this distinction matters for all of us, because the fashion world never stops insisting that the label is where the value lives, that you must have this season's version, that anything from last year has somehow expired. But Linda is moving through Paris in a bespoke velvet jacket from Henry Poole on Savile Row that she's owned for more than 20 years, and it still commands attention, because the fabric is remarkable, the construction is flawless, and it was built to endure, not to chase a moment. For those of you without the budget for bespoke, and that's most of us, the lesson still holds. Before you purchase anything, run your hand over it, feel the weight. Ask yourself whether this piece will improve with time or deteriorate. That one consideration will keep you from filling your closet with garments that fall apart after 3 washes. Now, everything I've walked through so far, maintaining a lean wardrobe, dismissing age-driven expectations, prioritizing exceptional fabric, those are ideas most discerning women could discover on their own given enough reflection. But rules 4 and 5 are a different story. These are the ones that took Linda decades to arrive at, and they're the reason she doesn't merely look well-dressed, she looks like someone who has genuinely mastered the art of getting dressed.
Number 4. She gets dressed for her mood, not for the event. This is something Linda has spoken about, and it's one of the most freeing concepts I've encountered. She doesn't even enjoy the word style. She swaps it for the word look, because in her mind, what she puts on any given morning is a mirror of how she's feeling, not where she's headed. So on a Tuesday, she might pull on her favorite jeans with a deep green cashmere sweater and her Turkish velvet slippers, purely because that combination aligns with her energy that day. It's not premeditated, it's not formulaic, it's instinctive, and I believe most of us have entirely disconnected from that impulse. We get dressed according to our schedules. We have the work look and the weekend look and the dinner look. Everything is sorted by destination. But Linda's philosophy inverts that completely. She asks herself how she wants to feel today, and then she builds the outfit around that response. If you're unsure how to begin, try it once. Tomorrow morning, before you consider your agenda, just ask, how do I want to feel today? Centered and steady? Vivid and present? Gentle and unhurried? And then reach for the pieces that echo that feeling. It sounds basic, but I promise it will completely change how you experience getting dressed. Number 5. She understands precisely what to leave off, and this is the one that matters most. This is the principle that unites everything else, and it's the one that draws a line between women who appear polished and women who look truly remarkable. Linda's outfits carry this quality, where you can take in the whole picture and nothing is surplus. No gratuitous layer, no competing accessory, no item that's there only because she second-guessed herself and tossed it on at the last second. And that requires tremendous self-trust, because our default is nearly always to pile on, to add another necklace, another scarf, another jacket just in case. We layer out of defense, we accessorize out of doubt. And what Linda has discovered, what it took her decades in fashion to fully absorb, is that the most transformative move you can make while getting dressed is to remove something. Sit with that for a second. It means having enough faith in yourself to let the look breathe. It means accepting that you, your face, your bearing, your energy, are sufficient to anchor the outfit without a safety net of surplus pieces. That isn't merely a wardrobe philosophy. That's a way of moving through the world. And I think that's exactly why Linda connects so powerfully with women everywhere. She's not promoting an elaborate method. She's not demanding you gut your closet or empty your savings. She's simply demonstrating that the most refined version of yourself may already exist inside your wardrobe. You just need the nerve to peel away everything concealing her.
Every woman I know has experienced some version of this crossroads. You get dressed and the outfit works, but then your hand reaches for one more thing. A belt, a bangle, a patterned scarf when the look was already doing all the talking. Linda's core message is that the right move in that moment is almost always to set it down, to leave the house trusting what you've already assembled. And once you do that, once you allow simplicity to become the declaration, something changes, not only in your appearance, but in how you carry yourself. Because you're no longer hiding behind extras. You're no longer overcompensating. You're simply yourself. And that, at 77, is the most stunning thing you can put on. That woman who enters a room and effortlessly holds attention without uttering a word, she's not wearing more than you, she simply understands what to leave behind. So the real question is, what will you set aside tomorrow morning? Now, on the subject of women who've perfected the discipline of less, next week we're featuring someone whose relationship with color is so deliberate it feels almost mathematical, and she calls a city home that will completely surprise you. You'll want to catch that one. All right, everyone, that's everything I have on Linda Wright and the rules she's been shattering with grace for decades. I hope this video gave you something useful and maybe a spark of motivation. If it did, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you stay in the loop. I'd really love to hear, which fashion rule have you been clinging to that you're finally ready to release? Drop it in the comments. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Parker Holloway Style. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.